Hello and welcome to Cosmic Coaching with Daniel. In today's session, I'd like to talk about the power of breathing. We've known for a long time that breathing can be very potent for helping us to relax and calm down and bring a sense of tranquility. So what exactly is going on and how does this work? Well, there's some science behind this. First of all, what we find is that breathing impacts just about every system in the body, including the cardiovascular system, the nervous system, the lymph, the neuroendocrine glands, the digestive system, and of course, the respiratory system. So studies have shown that proper breathing techniques can help with things like high blood pressure, and anxiety and insomnia and other nervous conditions. What's going on is if you're breathing properly, what's called diaphragmatic breathing, you're actually impacting the parasympathetic nervous system because there's something called the vagus nerve. So when you're breathing with your diaphragm, you're activating the vagus nerve, which in turn sort of emphasizes parasympathetic activity, which is the so-called rest and digest branch of the nervous system. It's the one that calms us down, helps us heal. It's the one, when it's activated, we're digesting food better. So if you're able to breathe diaphragmatically, you're going to get a lot of benefits that they found with the studies. Essentially, when you're taking a deep breath in, the diaphragm goes down, you're filling the lungs up with air, and then as you breathe out, the diaphragm is going up. And you can kind of practice this lying down with one hand on your chest and the other on your tummy. Another thing they found in recent research is they were experimenting with mice, and they actually found a group of 3,000 neurons in the brainstem of these mice that controlled what's called a breathing pacemaker. And in fact, they found 60 different types of neurons that were involved. So depending on the different breathing patterns, if you're excited or relaxed or doing various activities, the breath changes to correspond with those different physical and mental activities. So that is very, very interesting to find out that in fact there's a grouping of neurons in the brain that actually impacts arousal centers throughout the brain. So this grouping of nerve fibers actually can turn on and off the arousal center, and it's based on breathing, and we can control our breathing consciously. And now finally there's another piece to this, and that is the ratio of in-breaths to out-breaths. When people are feeling particularly anxious, stressed, thinking super fast, kind of in a hurried state, what happens is, in fact, emphasized inhales. So you may have longer inhales than exhales. So what you want to do is reverse this and try and sort of double the ratio, have a 2-to-1 ratio of exhales to inhales. Why is this? Well, when you're inhaling, you're activating the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight or freeze branch of the autonomic nervous system. And when you're exhaling, you're activating the parasympathetic rest and digest and heal branch, right? So it's very simple formula. If you want to, if you're in a hurried, anxious, frenetic, nervous state, a quick fix for that is to deliberately change your breathing ratio, just slow down the breath, and in fact, see if you can double the ratio of exhales to inhales, taking long, deep breaths. But it's the ratio that's important here because, again, the exhales are related to the parasympathetic. And remember what happens when you're in a fight or flight or freeze response. Your heart rate increases, your blood pressure increases, there's tensions to larger skeletal muscles, and digestive processes turn off. And the opposite happens when the parasympathetic is emphasized. You have a lowering of heart rate and blood pressure and relaxing of muscles, right? And that's where you're better able to digest food when you're not stressed. So all this to say, taking nice, slow, deep breaths, being conscious, focusing on your breath, remembering to use diaphragmatic breathing, which can activate the vagus nerve, and work on the ratio of doubling the exhales to inhales. In fact, there are many yogic breaths that use this sort of 2-to-1 ratio to get in a very calm, relaxing state. And in future videos, I'm going to actually go through these techniques one by one and demonstrate them. So I hope that was useful to you. Breathing is extraordinarily useful for becoming grounded, centered, for calming down, for relaxing your nervous system, for slowing down thoughts, for being more present, and being more mentally productive. So if you enjoyed the content of this video, feel free to subscribe to this channel, share the channel or the video, and be aware that I do coaching, holistic life coaching, also what I call empathic counseling or heart-centered counseling, and a third variety of coaching, which is brain health consultations. So it's based on an 8-pillar model of brain health that I developed. So you should see a link there below to register for a session. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.